Alright, so how many of you want to look sexier in a bikini? I know you totally do, right? And how many of you want to achieve your ultimate bikini in only 15 minutes? Wait, this is 10, 5, 10, 15. 15 minutes. Aye, raise the roof, right? Well, you came to the right place. So, hello, gorgeous. Mwah. I am Jessica Young, your bikini fitness expert, and I am so thrilled to welcome you to the 15-minute bikini body. So first I want to acknowledge you all for being here. You know, 80% of success is actually showing up. So I appreciate your time, and I promise it'll be well spent. So fair enough? Yeah? Alright, so since we're going to spend the next 30 minutes or so together, is it okay if I tell you just a little bit about myself? Just a little bit. Yeah, I'm kidding. So, I was certified by the National Academy of Sports Medicine as a personal trainer, certified about 16 years ago. And I've been a dancer and a model for 18 years. I love to learn all the latest fitness technology, and I started coaching bikini competitors. I just happened to fall into it. And it wasn't until one of my clients actually wanted to compete with me in a bikini competition that I even thought it was possible for me, moi, little me, right? Because I was a stick as a child. I ballooned in puberty. I literally ballooned like, I lost all that weight. I gained it all back. I wore a corset 23 hours a day. At one point in the height of my modeling career. I gained a lot of muscle, lost a lot of muscle, and I just thought that it was my destiny to have a big flabby waist. Ugh, not cute at all. And you know, I was working out a lot, like literally countless hours. And you know, how many of you enjoy exercising? I must be a weirdo. How many not? Nobody likes to work out here? Okay, don't clap for anybody. So I was already working out a lot. I used the knowledge that I gained from Gary Gray and Paul Chek and all those other big wigs in the fitness industry, you know, because I was a personal trainer, right? And 4 months later, I placed fourth in my first ever competition, and I was hooked. Off the hook! Woo! Yeah, Victoria. So, yes, needless to say, I was hooked. So, ever since then, it has been my mission and my vision to help thousands of women around the world achieve their ideal bikini body. So, can you tell I'm on fire? Can you tell I'm fired up? Right? I'm passionate about this, and I want to get you the sexiest bikini body ever, like ever. Super excited. So I really believe it's my divine calling to help you look good, feel good, because if you look good, feel good, you think good about yourself, right? And it's all just a ripple effect, and you do good in the world. Wouldn't you agree? Stick to the end. Because at the end, I'm going to give away a few gifts. So give me energy and enthusiasm, and I'll give you so much more right back. So, sound great? Yay! Do you want to learn how to shrink your waist? Yes? You don't know? Yes? You know what? Do you want to achieve your tiny waist without sacrificing your time? That's the big thing, right? So at the end of today, that's exactly what you're going to learn how. Who here loves chocolate? I'm sure you've seen a couple of my posts before that I love me some chocolate. Give me chocolate, I'm like the happiest cat in the world. Like, chocolate! Marissa, I know you like chocolate. Chocolate, yes, raise the hands, raise the roof. Chocolate latte! Yes, people in the Philippines love chocolate too. I mean, who doesn't, right? So, did you know that dark chocolate is good for you? Yes, it is. So, chocolate lovers, beware. It controls your appetite. It cuts your cravings for sweet and salty, especially if you have like salt in your chocolate, like Himalayan salt, like, So it cuts your cravings, curbs your cravings, or whatever people say, you know, and it helps stress, which is related to belly fat. Stress is linked to belly fat, like directly. It's crazy. It's like a vicious, evil cycle, like, right? So how many of you have tried a weight loss or a fat loss plan before? Most of them have you cutting out your sweets. If not some, all of your sweets. Like no fruit, no nothing sweet, no whatever. And you know, I mean, girls, we have this desire. We are like, we want sweet, like, I want some, you know, and it just makes you go crazy and like, right? So most of the plans have you cut out your sweets. Not cool, like, dude. Okay. 15-minute bikini body. I promote sweet treats. And you know when I promote sweet treats? The first thing in the day. Oh, what other fat loss plan, weight loss plan has you eating sweet stuff in the beginning of the day, like when you first wake up? Like I had chocolate this morning. Yes. Like gimme. I had my chocolate first thing this morning. Did you? It's so divine. I promote sweet treats first thing in the day. Why? To avoid overeating throughout the day, to satisfy your cravings throughout the day, because hey, let's face it, we have them throughout the day, right? And it's to keep the cravings in check. So that way you're not like, I am waiting for my dessert after dinner, must have my chocolate, and all of a sudden, you know, like that draw, that all throughout the day, you're gonna have these cravings like, I want chocolate, gimme, and then all of a sudden you explode and you just eat all the croissants in the world. So if you eat sweets first thing in the daytime, you are not going to crave anything throughout the rest of the day. So it'll be awesome. You feel like, or at least I feel like, I'm relieved of that insatiable desire, like, give me sweet. And to further promote my point, a study of women of both healthy weight and obese, so both categories, who ate a balanced diet with 2 servings of dark chocolate daily, yes, daily, showed a significant reduction in waist size, waist circumference, than when they were on a cocoa-free meal plan. So, ladies, I'm saying, chocolate. Heck to the yes. Amen, girlfriend. Eat your dark chocolate. How many of you believe change is possible with awareness? Right? Awareness? Who says yes? Yes, you have to be aware of things in order to change them. Anybody not? The first step to change is awareness. How do you become aware of your core? Your core is not just your abs. It's not just the thing hanging out there, right? It's actually everything inside. Everything, like all the squishy stuff. How do you become aware of that? You have to relax. You have to whoosh. Relax, girlfriend. De-stress. Focus inward and focus on your breath work. So how do you calm yourself? You use your breath. Breath helps you release your stress, definitely helps you release negative thoughts, your anxiety, especially if you get claustrophobia from quarantine. Claustrophobia, or maybe not everybody has claustrophobia, but from quarantine, like who's been quarantining for like 2 years straight? Like, come on, people, you know? So breathing, breath work is important to do daily, every single day, because when your body perceives stress, right? When it recognizes, okay, this person is stressed out, she's gonna lose her hair, she's gonna lose her, your body signals your adrenal glands to make the hormone called cortisol. Evil sucker. Evil, evil, evil. Cortisol affects fat distribution in your body, which means the fat gets stored centrally around the organs when your cortisol levels are like up. It increases visceral fat. Visceral basically means the fat that's wrapped around your organs, like, right? And it causes everything in here, not just you, but it causes everything in there to be sluggish. So you store stuff. And what happens when you store stuff? It expands. I tell you, it's evil. It's like a vicious cycle. What does this do? It creates a softer look. Not pretty, you know. It only looks good when your skin is right on your muscle, right? So obviously, ladies, during our moon time, where our skin is not on our muscle, around the other part of the month, then yes, it should look good, right? Because less stress equals greater awareness and control over the mind and the body. When you're in a time crunch, focus on breathing, look inward, exercise. How often, how many times a week do you do stress relieving activities like meditation, yoga, breathing? Comment below. Write it down. Tell me. I want to know. How many times? Daily. Yes. Thank you for sharing with the class. I'm glad you had the courage to share. Let's do an exercise. So you see this beautiful timer here. You can see it. I can see it. Okay, so let's sit comfy, right? I love to sit cross-legged just because it opens up the hips and it just feels better, you know? What we're going to do first is rib breathing. So what I like to call rib breathing anyway. So if you think about your torso in general, right? So you have your pelvis, you have your rib cage, you have your spine, not on the front, it's in the back, but your spine. Anyways, and all the other stuff is mush. Shouldn't be mush, but sometimes it is mush. Anyways, so we're not focusing on the mushy part, we're focusing on the rib cage. So what I'd like you to do is place one hand on your mush, on your stomach, and the other hand you can feel wherever on your rib cage, doesn't matter, or you can also feel your rib cage on both sides. But what I want you to do is feel the difference between your stomach and the bones. So I want you to like poke in there, feel where your bones, what they're doing, right? And so 5 seconds, we're gonna breathe in through the ribs only. Make sure that your stomach hand doesn't move. It's not moving. It's wherever it is, just let it relax. And then you're gonna breathe in, or exhale, 5 seconds out. So 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. And if you have both hands on your rib cage, what I want you to do is feel your hands getting pushed open. So you want to open your ribs as wide as possible. Try to visualize into your body, breathing in sideways and not letting your stomach do the breathing. Okay? We're gonna do this for about a minute. Breathe in. Open, 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 open. Exhale. Inhale, breathe in. And exhale, breathe out through the ribs only. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, don't let the stomach come out. It's just your ribs. And exhale. Yes, this actually is work. Inhale. Let your ribs expand, open, 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 open. And exhale, let the ribs come together. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. See my hands coming together? Inhale. Try not to let your shoulders come up. And exhale. Excuse me. Inhale. Same thing, whatever. It's fine. Exhale. Inhale. Two more breaths. Inhale. Let the ribs expand. Ribs, 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 ribs. Exhale. Remember, relax the stomach. Inhale. And last one, exhale, 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 and relax.
Now we're going to focus on belly breathing. Okay, so have you ever heard of soft belly breathing? Soft is not really a word that we like to associate with me, but anyways, this is one of the first steps, at least in the beginning of your program, in order to become aware of what is happening. Okay, so you want to breathe in through your belly. Just let it all hang out. Just let it come out. Nobody's looking. Wearing a loose shirt, right? And exhale, pulling your stomach, imagine your belly button, pulling your belly button in all the way to your spine.
All right, so this time your ribs are not going to move. They're just going to stay right there, and you're going to let your stomach hang out and then contract all the way in. Okay? So let's do 5 seconds again. Breathing in on the red. Inhale. Let it hang out. Exhale. All the way in. Pull, 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 pull. Inhale. Okay, exhale through the stomach. Exhale. If you really see where my hands are, inhale. Exhale now. We should be focusing on breathing. So exhale. Inhale. Stomach. Exhale. Inhale. Your ribs are not moving. Okay, my ribs just went out. Stop making me laugh. Exhale. Inhale. Okay, we should be doing this 5 seconds. Exhale. Pull it in, and inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Tight, all the way in. Tiny, 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 tiny. Exhale, or inhale. All the way in. Exhale. All the way in. Exhale, exhale, exhale. You should definitely be doing this on your own, practicing breathing in through your ribs only, relaxing your shoulders, keeping them down, and also breathing in through your stomach only, keeping your ribs relaxed wherever they are. I would recommend doing this every morning, maybe every evening, or whenever you feel stressed, because remember, stress equals cortisol equals. Now, how many of you have ever done Kundalini yoga? Kundalini, or who have ever heard of it? Yes, breath is super important. Yes, yes, yes. Kundalini yoga is a breath-focused yoga, and if you're in, say, a cold climate, which I am not, so this makes me like really, really hot, not meaning to make a rhyme right there. So whenever I do this, I feel the heat coming out of my body. So this is really good for getting your energy up if you're feeling kind of sluggish and like, I don't feel like doing anything today. I just want to, just want to flip on the Netflix. If you do Kundalini yoga in those kind of low energy moments, and you do it for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever you want to do, whatever you feel like you need in order to get your energy up, then it will definitely help you. Yes, breath is important. Breath is obviously life. We are all here because of our breath. Let us focus on Kundalini yoga, or what I call breath of fire. Breath of fire, because it's like, have you ever seen how a dog breathes? If you ever look at them, they're not actually breathing in the rib cage. They don't, wow, how we usually do it, or if we breathe up into our shoulders. You know, I used to do that all the time, breathe up into my shoulders. I used to be like, eh. A dog actually breathes only in their stomach. Like if you really, really look at them, like especially if they're panting, like, right? They only do their stomach. And you should be able to breathe fairly fast doing this method. Now, if you feel a little bit lightheaded, then just take it easy, take a break, or breathe a little bit slower, but you should be able to feel what's going on. So the basics of this breath is letting it come out, pulling it all the way in. So exactly what we were doing with the belly breath, but just like 5-10 times faster than that. Okay, so now just sit comfortable. You can also have a hand on your ribs and a hand on your stomach, or you can push down on your legs. So what we want to do is start activating all of the intercostal muscles, and that basically means the muscles that are in between all of your ribs. You actually do have muscles in between there, all up in here, you know, like there's a lot of muscles in there. So it's not just the big lats like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but there's like little muscles that are inside. Like if your lats, your big lats, are on the outside of the window, so to speak, your intercostal muscles are on the inside of the window, and they're holding the window, the rib cage, in place. So that way your lats, when you build your lats, or if you want to build your lats, which if you're serious about a bikini body, you should be building your lats, then it has something to work against and stick out from. Otherwise, if you have your intercostal muscles weak, then your ribs don't really push out, and your lats, no matter how much you work on them, they're just not gonna show, you know? So what we're doing is we're building everything from the foundation up, and I'll get to that in a second. Okay, so Kundalini breath. So basically all you're doing is you're forcing the exhale when you push out or push in. So you're, now if you feel it, if you feel what you're doing, you're not doing anything with your ribs, or minimal. You're trying to aim your breath. Imagine your lower abs, you know, that nice poochie part. Aim your breath right there. So you want to push in right there. And what that does is it forces your organs up, forces everything, because you know, with gravity, everything kind of sinks. If you imagine your body, your torso as a cavity, as an empty foam roller, right? All of your organs are shoved up in there. So if you can imagine, gravity is pulling everything down, right? So, so this breath is going to be the beginning of lifting everything back up. And when everything falls down, like I said earlier, the more stuff in here, the more it's going to come out. So you want to minimize that. You want to push everything back in, force it back up, get pressure off of your pelvic floor, which, hey, if we're mommies, then pelvic floors are important. So this is going to be the beginning of that. So this is a very deep exercise. You may not feel it right away, but you will probably feel it tomorrow. So, all right? So you gotta let me know how you feel tomorrow. We're gonna do this for 2 minutes. 2, okay? So push your hands down on your legs, or you can push kind of firmly on your rib cage and your stomach, and let's begin.
Is this an ab workout? This is such a weird workout.
Keep going, 30 more seconds. So you want to keep the breath in the stomach. You want to try to avoid it going into the rib cage. So just keep going at your own pace. If you have to slow down, it's okay. Just keep going, just keep pushing, even if it slows down. But just keep focusing all of your energy into your stomach and keep breathing through your nose or your mouth, doesn't matter. We have 10 more seconds. So keep breathing. Keep pulling your stomach in with the breath. Let it come out to force the inhale, so to speak. All right, take a deep breath. Okay, so how do you feel? How was that? Was it good? Bad? Good?
That is crazy.
Kinda
I could
so-so.
feel the burn.
So, I don't know about you, but I feel a fire in my stomach.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. So the faster you go, the more you're gonna feel it. The longer you do it, the more you're gonna feel it. And definitely you're gonna feel it tomorrow, for sure. All right, so I would recommend doing this daily. It's pretty intense, but yeah, so this, yes. Thank you. It is a lot. So that was Kundalini Yoga. If you want to look it up and check out some more of those exercises, you're welcome to. I would recommend it. That forced breathing, it not only gives you energy, like, yeah, right, exactly, it's a workout. Yes, that is a workout in and of itself on a deep level. So you're not necessarily going to feel it like on your six-pack. I mean, you might, but you're feeling it, you're feeling things move around inside. Layers of core muscles. Your core. So your core, as we've already established, is your soft, mushy part that we're trying to not make mushy, right? So imagine it as building a house. So we have your transverse abdominis, and imagine that as like the foundation of the house. So you know how you see construction workers building a house, right? They pour concrete into a block or whatever, or just pour it onto the ground, and it solidifies, and that is what the house sits on the ground, right? So now the ground, the soft mushy stuff, is your organs. So you obviously can't really work your organs, so we're not focusing on that, but we're focusing on everything around the organs to protect the organs from injuries and all sorts of other stuff, as well as protect your spine. Your lower back is very important, right? It helps, all of this will help with back pain too. Now, if you think about the next level up, going out away from your center, is your obliques. Your obliques, right? They are the walls of the house. And then we also have the rectus abdominis. So this is your sexy six-pack, right? It's this, and imagine that as the roof. So now most people do like thousands and 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 thousands of crunches and sit-ups and weighted Russian twists and weighted other ab exercises. And when you work out your muscles, right? So you're working out your biceps, yeah? If you work out your biceps, you contract it to build the shape. When you do all of this weighted stuff, right? So you do like 30-pound bicep curls. I used to. I did before. So you want to minimize the bulge in your waist. So you don't necessarily want to do weighted ab stuff unless you want to look like you're a bodybuilder on steroids with a big bulgy waist, which is not pretty. Not pretty, because in bikini we want this. Right? We want the hourglass thing. We want the waterfall effect. Now, how do you work out your transverse abdominis? Now, transverse means horizontal. right? So if you take a cross section of your body, you cut yourself in half. So the transverse abdominis is actually a circular muscle. It wraps all the way around from one side of the spine to the other side of the spine. It's a circular muscle. So it is your natural corset. So I was wearing a corset 23 hours a day at one point for no reason, because I had no idea about how to actually do it myself. You always try to squeeze it in to try to slip on those tight jeans, right? So we're working that muscle, if you can imagine, right? Now, the only way to contract that muscle is by pulling your abs in. Focus on pulling your abs in. It automatically pulls your waist in and pulls in the muscle on the back side. So in essence, it shrinks the entire thing. So exercise. How often, how many times a week do you do sit-ups and crunches? Shouldn't be as often as you do this next exercise, the next two exercises that I'm going to show you. All right, so I am going to blow your mind with these two exercises. I'm going to blow your mind with these two exercises to technically force your transverse abdominis to contract. So you remember the breath work that I was talking about way back when? So this is what we're going to do. This is what's known in the bodybuilding world as the vacuum. So basically what you're going to do is hand on the rib, hand on the stomach, right? So breathe in through your ribs, breathe out through your stomach, try to keep the ribs out. Breathe in through your ribs again, try to keep the stomach in, breathe out through your stomach. So technically we are forcing our ribs to open, we're forcing our stomach to stay tight the whole time, okay? I would recommend, again, pushing down on your legs with your hands to activate all of the intercostal muscles to also force the ribs open, just, like millimeters might be all that you'll see. So, okay, so this is called a vacuum. Again, we're gonna do 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. And 3, 2, 1, breathe in through the ribs. In, open, open, open. And exhale, pull the stomach in tight, relax the shoulders down. Breathe out. Inhale through the ribs, inhale. Let them open, and exhale through the stomach. Exhale, pull it in, and inhale, 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 inhale. And exhale through the stomach. Pull it in, keep it in, tight, tight, tight. Pull it in, all the way in. And, wait, I think I missed it. So, inhale through the ribs. Let them open, 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 and exhale. Pull the stomach in tight, all the way in. Sorry, you can't see this. And inhale. Open the ribs, open, open, and exhale. Pull the stomach in tight. Imagine the belly button going to the spine. And open. Breathe, 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 breathe. And exhale. Pull it in. Pull it in like a Heimlich maneuver. And inhale. Inhale. Big ribs. Big, 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 big. And exhale. Pull it in. And I'm so not breathing with you guys. So inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Pull it in, pull it in, pull it in. Inhale. 2 more. And exhale. Scoop it out. Belly, ice cream scoop. Shoulders down. Exhale, scoop out the stomach. Imagine pulling it in, all the way in. And inhale, last one. Open, 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 open. And exhale. Pull it in, pull it in, pull it in, pull it in, and relax. Okay, so that is called the vacuum. You can do this sitting, standing, lying down, on all fours. Actually, on all fours would be the hardest because you're having to pull your stomach in against gravity. So I would recommend doing that. If you've ever done the glute bridge, So if you're lying down on your back with your feet on the floor and you lift your hips up so your torso is upside down, do the vacuums like that. Do all of these breathings as upside down as you can. And what that does is it, again, all of this external work is helping the internal stuff to go where you want it to go. So, ta-da! That's the vacuum. This next one is called hypopressive. Now, the vacuum, we were forcing our ribs open, forcing our stomach closed, right? The hypos, we're forcing our ribs open, and then what we're going to do is play with the breath. So when you breathe in, your ribs open. When you breathe out, your ribs close naturally, right? So now what we're going to do is inhale, open the ribs. Exhale, keep the ribs open, so you are doing the vacuum. But the next thing, we're going to pretend to breathe in, and we're going to open the ribs even more. And what that does is it creates an internal vacuum that sucks everything up. As women, we really like this. Yes. So what you're doing is you're sucking your pelvic floor up. You're sucking your stomach, your uterus, your bladder, like everything up, and getting it away from your midsection and pulling it up as much as you can up toward the ribs. And so what that does is it prolongs your health, ladies. So I know a few people who have had hysterectomies, and that's because they have a prolapsed uterus. And prolapse basically means it went down out the floor. Not very nice. So in order to prevent that and to whittle the middle, you want to reverse that. Hypopressives. So again, if you have a heart condition, just watch us for now, talk to your doctor, see if this is okay for you. Let's continue. So we are working on the hypopressive breathing. Basically what we're going to do is breathe in through the ribs, breathe out through the stomach, keeping the rib cage open, and then we're going to pretend to breathe for 10 seconds by opening the rib cage up more and contracting your, let's do a Kegel while we're doing this. So we're contracting the pelvic floor and opening the rib cage up more, and you should be able to feel a really big scoop in the stomach. Okay, so we're only going to hold it for 10 seconds and then take a couple breaths afterwards to catch a breath, because believe me, it'll like be a lot on the breath. And then we're going to breathe in through the ribs, out through the stomach, and then pretend to breathe and contract open even more. And so what that's going to do is open your rib cage, pull in your stomach, pull up the pelvic floor, which is awesome. Awesome. Okay, so let's give that a shot. Let me know if you can feel it. So push your hands down on your legs. Sit comfortably, push your hands down on your legs. Sit up very tall. Okay, so imagine like a string is being pulled from the crown of your head up. This time, instead of 5 seconds and 5 seconds, I love my timer app, we are going to breathe in for 2, breathe out for 4. All right, so push down on your legs, sit up very tall, and breathe in. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, last one. Exhale. Hypopressive. Breathe out. Stomach tight. Breathe in through the ribs. Breathe out through the stomach. Keep pushing. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last one. Hypopressive. Breathe in. It's a lot harder when you have to talk when you're doing this. Breathe in. Breathe out. Hypopressive. Keep going. Breathe in. Breathe out. Keep pushing your hands down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Whew. Breathe in. Last one. Hypopressive. So the reason why I was showing you my abs is because normally, right? So my abs are not really the best right now. That's what happens when you're in quarantine. So anyways, when you're normal, you have kind of a soft stomach, right? But when you do the hypopressive, you breathe in, open up your ribs, breathe out, pull your stomach in tight, and then what we're doing is we're pulling everything up into the ribs, so to speak. And I was showing you my rib to show you how much it's flaring out, and that is the point of hypopressive. And it's not an immediate thing, but over time you will see with practice it'll definitely shrink your waist. I always thought that I was destined to have like a 35 plus inch waist. It wasn't pretty, right? And I mean, even when I lost weight, I just always had a stomach. When I learned how to do hypopressives, in addition to all of these, I saw an immediate shrinkage in inches in my waist. In the first 2 months, I saw 4 or 5 inches, and I'm already fit. So people who may not be very fit might see a bigger difference. Maybe. You never know. Okay, so let's stand up and stretch. Stand up and stretch. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Time to move everything around. Okay, so that is building up the inside of your core, right? So now we need to build up more the outside. So how I said earlier that a lot of people do thousands and thousands and thousands of crunches, that's literally all they do, and they do it with very poor form. So it's all about form if and when you're doing crunches. So I'm not saying don't do them, it's just don't do them in the quantity and the ratio of crunch to internal core work. So it's all about balance, a fine balance. So if and when you ever do ab exercises, I'm just going to call them ab exercises, you always want to do your vacuum. So do your vacuum, keep your stomach in, keep your ribs open, and then do the crunches as you're doing that. And that way you're not promoting a physical habit of pushing it out and pushing it out and pushing it out repetitively, because that creates a bad habit, a bad pattern that gets reflected into your lower back. So you always want to pull it in, tighten everything up, because remember what I said earlier, that muscle, that transverse abdominis, is connected to your spine. So you want to keep it tight, keep it pulled in as you're doing the crunches, so that way your spine is protected from all of that repetitive motion if you choose to do it. So now I would recommend that you do some crunches. When I first started doing hypopressives, I stopped doing crunches altogether for 6 months. Nothing. And so I didn't have the best definition in my abs because I didn't work out the external abs that you could see, but I shrunk my waist. So it's all in what you do, how you do, in the ratio that you do. All right, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. Now, let's get on with the actual ab exercises. So these are more what I call the external ab exercises, the things you're building the walls and the roof of your house now. Once you've built up a good foundation over your insides. All right, let's go lie down on our mats. Now, you don't want to actually lie down flopping backwards, because what that does, well, first of all, that you need to protect your back, right? But also, doing that motion really quickly, you're not controlling the motion, and it'll also encourage stomach to come out. So it would be a lot better to turn over onto your side, lie down like a grandma. Okay, so this first ab exercise, we are pulling our stomach in as we're doing this. All right, and if you want to give yourself a bigger benefit, you can also pull up your pelvic floor. So Kegels, squeeze it, keep it tight. Okay, so stomach tight. Imagine pulling your belly button all the way to the spine, all the way to the floor. So keep it pulled in tight, all right? Hands behind your head. So what we're gonna do is alternating our crossed ankles in a crunch. Okay, so spread your legs to the outside of your yoga mat. Keep your stomach tight, head on the ground, and come up for 5 seconds. Cross your right ankle over your left. Go down for 5 seconds, open your right leg back up. Come up for 5 seconds, cross your left leg. Shaking is good. Open your leg, come down for 5 seconds. Cross your right. And open. Pull your stomach in tight. Cross your left. Pull it in, pull it in, pull it in. And open. Keep your stomach tight. Cross the right. Come up, come up, come up, come up, come up. And open, excuse me. Open sesame. And cross your left. Pull your stomach in tight. Open up. Cross your right. Pull your belly button all the way to the floor. And open your right. Cross your left. We're almost done. I promise. Cross your right. Open. One more. Cross your left. Open. I lied. Cross your right. Cross. Last one. And open. Resist, resist, resist. Pull your stomach in tight. Left. Pull it in, pull it in, pull it in. And open. Keep your stomach tight. And relax for 30 seconds. Because your abs are a muscle, so they do need to rest. See, we're working. We're doing so much work right now. Isn't this better than doing those thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of mindless crunches? Okay, so keep your legs wide. Put your feet flat on the ground. Pull your stomach in tight. As you crunch, you're going to kick the right leg up to the ceiling. Still keep it wide. And bring it down. Left leg kick to the ceiling. Kick, 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 kick. And down. Slow, slow. Resist. Resist gravity. And right. Keep them wide. And down. And left. And down. Pull the stomach in tight. Don't let it hang out. And up the right. Shaking is good. And down. Pull your stomach in tight. Left. And down. And right. 6 more. Remember, ice cream scoop out your stomach. And left. Really pull your belly button in all the way to your spine, all the way to the floor. And right. Pull the stomach in tight. And down. Whew! 3 more. And you don't want to jerk on your head, but all your arms are there for support, so your neck doesn't get strained. And last one, all the way up. Pull, 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 pull. Pull your stomach in all the way down to the floor. Slow, resist, resist, resist. And relax for another 30 seconds. Okay, soles of your feet together. As you crunch, rotate one of your legs the other direction. So you're what I call inverting your leg. Your knee is in, your foot is out. And then as you come down, you're gonna open your legs again. When you crunch up, you're gonna reverse the other leg, invert it, and then come down and open your legs back up. Now, this exercise will cause your hips to wobble, so you wanna keep them as still as possible and pull your stomach all the way to the ground. So it's work. All right. I never said this is easy. Breathe out. Come up. Reverse the leg. And down. Open up, open up, open up. And left leg. Invert. And open. Tighten your pelvic floor. And open. And invert. Pull the stomach in tight. And invert the right leg. And open. And invert the left. Prevent your hips from wobbling. And open. And invert the right. And open. And left. And open. And invert. And open. It's tough, huh? And invert to the left. And open. And 2 more. You always want to do the movement slow. Pull the stomach in tight. Slow movements equal greater control. And lower down, slow, resist, resist, resist. All right, stretch it out. You deserve it. Pull your feet away from your hands. Pull your hands away from your feet. Stretch. And in order to sit up, remember the grandma thing. You don't want to sit up straight. You want to turn over to your side. Push yourself up. All right, how did that feel? If you are doing ab exercises, I would do more effective exercises slower, and that way it makes your time more worth it. So how do you feel? You feel awesome, you feel tighter, you feel sexier, yeah. So if you like this little intro workout, you will love the Whittle the Middle 90-day program, where I'm gonna dive deeper and really tighten up the waistline. So you can chart your progress, shout it out to the world what you've accomplished, and each workout in my 90-day body-specific program includes 15 minutes of work. Dynamic nutrition plan that includes chocolate every day, girlfriends. Chart to record your progress, and calendar to create more time in your day. So I'm going to post a link in the comments for you to sign up right now. And I'm going to give you a gift for being awesome. So I'm going to post up all the information and the videos to the exclusive Facebook group. I'm also going to post a link in the comments here. Since you participated the most, remember at the beginning I said give me energy and enthusiasm. You win a one-on-one private session with me, little me, and we can schedule that after the call.
I love this. I want to know more information because my muscles totally felt stronger after.